Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. A very good evening to all of you. Hussain Qazi here, the facilitator for the subject SBR, AFM in the financial management. So, candidates, like every Friday, we are now going to start our session. It's our meetup. That's the name of the meetup. That's called SBR Talk. And the regular session I do conduct, and for the December 22, I'm going to start that session once again. That's every Friday, 7 p.m. with the Pakistan Standard Time, and you can consider it as plus 5 GMT. So the agenda for that particular session is to make a discussion with my students or other students that's not registered with my course. In fact, no worries about that. But you can ask me anything. It's a total freedom to all of you. And in fact, I normally discuss the things here that support you for the preparation and moving on the revision of the SBR. So now going to start the SBR talk for December 22, the very first session accordingly. You people know very well that this is the time. That's right now the time that is about the 16th of September 2022. And this time is very much critical for the sake of the startup of the preparation of the SBR or any particular subject. If we count from today till the December 22 exams, you have almost 12 to 13 weeks. Of course, out of 12 to 13 weeks, you have 10 weeks for the preparation. So at this time, the important thing is to develop the right direction. So this particular session, I will emphasize, and it's mentioned with the screen, the agenda of the today's session, the number one, that we need to provide, or we need to consider, or we need to develop here the right direction for the success of AFM, right direction for the success of SBR exam. So important thing is that to develop the right direction towards the success. Because if you just start the preparation without considering the point what is the right direction in terms of examiner expectation, and you just start getting the knowledge of the subject, start practicing the things without considering what actual examiner expectation, so that means that your direction, your path, it's not up to the mark for the success. So here the very important and the focus area is to develop the right direction, number one. Number two, whatever the right direction, the issues about the right direction we will discuss here. We will apply these advices with our practice questions. And the practice question here with the today's class, an intermediary practice session. Intermediary means it's not the basic example, it's not very advanced example, it's intermediary level of exams. So we will pick 2 practice questions and then attempt that question, or I will attempt that question based on whatever the advice I will provide you with, based on the number one, that's what should be the right direction. Number 3, the very important thing that if you people have already registered with my course, or if you follow my YouTube channel, so make sure that the third one, this video link, that's my YouTube video link, it's very much important for you, because this video is about a detailed SBR orientation, a very detailed about SBR orientation, what the detail of insights of SBR, that's SBR insights. So, sir, will you not provide the detailed insights with that particular session? This session is actually more about the practice session. Yes, I will provide a quick view. What is the right direction? What's the examiner expectation? And based on that, I will attempt a practice question that intermediary level. This is what the agenda of next 45 minutes to 1 hour. But make sure that you have already watched that particular video by name SBR demo lecture or SBR orientation. So after the session, you can watch that particular video. I will also share that particular video. This video, that's the live session video, and this orientation, that's I will share on the WhatsApp group. Although I've multiple times I've shared that particular video to different forums. You can get it, or you can get it from my YouTube channel. Don't worry about that. So now start. Sir, the number one, what is the right direction? Quickly, or I'm going to provide you a brief aspect. That's what should be the right direction of SBR success. So for this, come on. Number one, be careful. SBR syllabus having 5 components. SBR syllabus having 5 components. Majority of the students consider that SBR it's about advanced accounting standard. No, it's not only about advanced accounting standard. Yes, the accounting standard, whatever you have studied in F3 and FR, and the advancement of the accounting standard is a major part of the syllabus, almost the 55 to 60%. But this is not the only syllabus. There are 5 syllabus areas. Number one, the IFRS, the detailed IFRS. But 4 more things: the conceptual framework, the ethical implications, the performance measurement, and the current developments. So develop your mindset that during the course, if you will spend, for example, 100 hours of your preparation, you have to balance your time. You have to spread your time in a balanced manner with these 5 components of the syllabus. Refer to my first video where I've already discussed already details about what the weightage of these 5 areas of the syllabus. But majority is about IFRS. So you not mark my word, not only just to get knowledge of all syllabus areas, but also about how to integrate the things. Integrate the things means, sir, for example, ethics is a part of syllabus, but with the ethics question, examiner integrate the accounting implications. Performance measurement is the area of syllabus. That's very detailed, but also integrate with the accounting issues as well. So knowledge of the syllabus areas, that's 5, and integration, both are important. So first, develop your mindset. You have 5 areas of the syllabus that you need to cover. IFRS, major area, more than 50%. But we cannot ignore the conceptual framework. Without detailed knowledge and the application aspect of the conceptual framework, not able to pass the exam. Number 3, ethical implications. Number 4, performance measurement. It's not about the F7 ratios, it's more than that. And what inside this, refer my video, the orientation video or the demo video of the SBR. 5th one, the current developments. Okay, first thing, develop your mindset. 5 things. 5 things of the syllabus. Today's session, it's about the focus area about the accounting standards. Today's SBR talk, it's a discussion about accounting standards, and not a very complex issue. But with this session, the agenda is that how to develop your mindset related to accounting standard. That's what the examiner expectation related to uh, what the examiner expectations about, about the students expectation towards the students, that what students should present with the examination related to accounting standard matters. What the expectation? Is the expectation same thing about the F7? No. Or other than F7? So that's the point we will discuss here. Okay, let's come on. Accounting standard. Accounting standard. Candidates, listen very carefully. Number one, the very important thing. What is your right mindset about the accounting standard? What is your right now mindset about the accounting standard? That's a very important thing. And what should be the mindset related to accounting standard for SBR exam? So that is the difference, huh? There's a difference here. Right now, what is your mindset? But what should be the mindset for the SBR exams? Right now, if I say to you that what's your mindset, so the first thing is that this one is financial statement, that is income statement, balance sheet, and that is your brain right now. That's brain. If I say, for example, IS 16, property plant equipment. So what is your mindset? Number one, your mind says that we have studied the F7 or F3. That's IFRS. We studied it FR or FA. FA means financial accounting, FR means financial reporting. That's the previous knowledge. Your previous knowledge, whenever you studied the FA or FR, that's reporting or accounting, that F7 or F3, you always consider that we are making the financial statement. That's we are an accountant. For example, if we study IS 16, so our position as an accountant, absolutely right. Number three, accountant consider for any transaction with respect to income statement of financial position, cash flow. That is the mindset. Yes. And your mindset, it's all about numbers. Your mindset is all about numbers. Means if teacher says, for example, if teacher, any instructor or any question you are dealing with FA or FR, whenever you are reading the question, how the brain works, whenever you're reading the question, that is about the transaction. So how your brain works, how this transaction according to accounting standard, put the figures with income statement or put the figures with the balance sheet. This is the mindset right now you have. For example, let's suppose, for example, you are an accountant, you are an accountant of British Airways. You are an accountant of British Airways. Okay? And British Airways right now just made a transaction. That's the British Airways after the COVID or after the pandemic, they have renovated all the interior of the aircrafts. They have, for example, 100 aircrafts, and the transaction has done. They have renovated all the interior of the British Airways. But you are an accountant. So what do you think? Whatever the transaction made by British Airways, how, right now your mindset, how this transaction with numeric form present in income statement and balance sheet. This is the mindset according to F3 and FR. But your SBR examiner says that. Your SBR examiner says that our expectation, it's not just like a numbers. The examiner expectation is that your role is like this gentleman. What the gentleman right now doing? The gentleman right now presenting something in front of relevant stakeholders. Your examiner, its expectation is that any of the transactions, whatever deal by the accountant, so it's not only the ability for the numbers, how to incorporate the numbers in income statement and balance sheet, but also develop an ability that how to explain or present that knowledge in front of the audience. And this is not my emotions, then my student must have to develop this ability. This is what the examiner statement. You should develop your SBR preparation or SBR mindset with these statements of examiner team. The first one, we will discuss only first statement. And this is the statement. Read it carefully. I'm not saying anything. Read it carefully. This is examiner report extract. These are not my wordings. Examiner statement is that the ability to explain your working is an essential skill that is required in the working place or the corporate world. And it is for that reason the examining team has taken this approach. So very important thing, two things that we considered here till now since the start of the session. Number one, the syllabus areas are not IFRS. It's more than that. There are 5 syllabus areas. Number two, if you are covering IFRS, so your coverage of the syllabus is not only about like you study F7 or F3. That's about the numbers. But you have to prepare yourself that during the exam you can demonstrate your ability to explain your answers. Explain the accounting standard principles and explain about the numeric whatever you are doing. Can you please reply me, whoever taking the live session? Are you getting the point what I'm saying? Do reply me please. I'm waiting for your reply. Okay, thank you very much for the reply. Even if you are watching the video, the YouTube or my with my registered students that's on the portal. So if you have any concern, you can ask me on the WhatsApp group accordingly. Okay, so now whatever we have discussed till now, we will apply this point with an examples. We will apply this thing with an examples. So let's start the coverage with examples. Can you please